I should have got the screen out, like for fully behind me. Okay, I'm in a new spot, and I guess I really should have tested that out. I do have a nice wicker screen to put behind me, but honestly, it's been a week. So, and before I do anything, I want to hey, okay, John McCaig, Jesus Christ Trust, Sunday noon. All right, now it's live. It tells me okay. So first, Pauletta. All right, the twins. Oh, and Pamela. Thank you for your support, both. Really. It's and speaking of support, um, I would not be sitting here without Mike's help. Seriously, you know, it's like it's any work I do, I have to live it. Well, as I explain it or whatever, I have to live it. And it's been quite a week leading up to finishing up Judgment Day, and the process of the time loop and all this information. Last year, it was last year. I'm pretty sure. Our home kind of got pretty close to destroyed in the Hurricane Ian, and Alan, all right, thanks. Thanks for your prayers, right? Need them. Thank you. Last year, place I'm sitting in almost got destroyed from Hurricane Ian. It just Fragagina. All right. And Mike and others, Joe and Blake, um, and some others have helped, and those and Mike and Blake and Joe and Shannon all helped in the next hurricane and so on. All them individuals helped rebuild this place so it could be ready, and we had it on the market to sell it. But then the next hurricane did not mess this place up, and did really pretty much almost destroy the home we were in while we were fixing this place that we were renting. They rip off all the walls, or at least one major wall and ceiling, exposing all the mold and everything. Like, what we're like, what are you doing? You can't do an entire renovation with us here and all the mold and everything. You can't do that while we're here. They're like, so you're like, no, emergency powers. We're coming in. I was like, you need at least 24 hours to tell us what you're going to do and everything. That's at least. So like, nope. We'll have to let you know anything. We're coming over right now. So I learned a lot. Met them at the door when they said they were going to do that. After they ripped up the whole place while I was working, I was sitting out here working in another room, and they came in finally after destroying the rest of the place. They came in to wreck my room. Like, no, you're not going to fucking rip all the walls out of here. I have work to do. Get out of here. And then they were like, no, emergency powers are going to come and go as we please or do whatever you want. Blah, blah. I was like, man, this ain't Nazi Germany. What are you talking about? No, you're not. You broke your lease that you have with me. I needed 24 hours. You're broken. So we had to get out of there. The whole place is, Shannon has been, hospitalized from symptoms of, mold poisoning. So anyway, point is, without these people helping, I would not be here. No way, no how. God's help, but individuals. So, and Mike, wow, this guy come through. And let me tell you, every other time people have been in our life is something just totally destroyed our life. So this didn't happen that time. It was like being at the Mama Center. I moved there. I was like, "Dude, this is like old tree. This is nice over here." So we rented, and it's literally the adjoining property to this, so we could come and go and get this place fixed. Get it done. So we were over there. Then it just that place basically got destroyed over there. I mean, 29 places they've totally had to rip apart, and it's like they just didn't do their deferred maintenance. And guess what? They painted over all the old, aged and dilapidated and horrible wood and stuff. And man, we went at it, and I already called the EPA on it, but good thing I knew all these things to do. I'm not like I'm over here, I'm fine with what God chose and everything. My point is that, total destruction twice every year. I've been doing this work, and here come again. When I try to decode this, it literally just destroyed the place I'm in. Reading this information destroys the place I'm in. Literally, again, I can't be decoding something from you about the end of the world, and I don't get to experience that all over and over. you know, uh, that without people's help here on the ground helping us. Wow, it was. I can't even go. I'm not going to go into all of it. Point is that I've been trying to say, right, that this book talks about an internal spiritual process that we all individually have to go through, also speaks to an external 64-year loop time process we all have to go through, yes, and it is all scripted and predetermined and all this stuff. Jay Bombadini. Yes, everyone sees that, and the Bible lovers are like, hey, because this place was like, like paths of like little tiny seashells, like, not sand like at the Bible Center, but pretty close. Uh, Old live oaks. It's like, oh, this is, they're like, one day they're like, get out of here. Basically, you you can't be here. Get out. Uh, oh, any notice would have been good. Any phone call from anyone, any explanation of anything that was going on would have been useful. Didn't get any of that. So that went on for over a week. Back over here now doing this show. Here we are. So anyway, just that it has to match, and the donation that I needed this week desperately was so funny. My wife calls them the three wise men. These three guys that have all helped us over time. Super helped on the same day, two couple days, and got to meet each other and really liked each other. And it turned into, a good thing. I was worn down from the experience of having to defend the place and everything. Like, we're coming over. We got the law says. I was like, you're gonna take the tone the law says with me before you look me up on that internet. I was like, what are you doing? And the law says we can come in. So I met him at the door and I was like, you're not coming in today. I have work to do. You can come in tomorrow. There's no problem. There were three of them at the door. We're coming in. I was like, so met him at the door. No, you're not. And they didn't. And I explained why and so on. I was like, we won't be here. You can come tomorrow. You can't come today. It's like, we're so out of here. You're not getting any more rent, on and on. But yeah, you're not coming in today. We'll move our junk today that we can. And no, you can come. And they been back since. I mean, it's just crazy the way they react to me out there. And anyone that lives with me, anyone that been around me, it's indescribable. It just is. I can't even. But here I am. So it's matching, the whole creation, preservation, destruction individually. And that has to be happening individually for you too, if you're coming to God, is my point. Okay. I'm going to skip out of that and then I'm going to go right back into the thing. Okay. But I really needed to say thanks to those individuals and for why. I know Mike's going to watch this. And so, Mike, dude, thank you. Okay, Dee Dee. Uh, that's funny. There are actually three guys they call in DC the three. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I've been working hard. Let me see where I am. Like, oh, because what I did was when they ripped the place apart, I stayed another week. My wife was like, "I'm out of here," which I understand. But I was like, anytime they come at me and want to destroy whatever I'm doing, I'm like, oh, hey, like the whole end of the world's going on around me, literally in the physical space that I'm in. And I'm like, I'm doing my work. You know what I'm saying? I got a week of I got ahead in my paid membership and all that stuff. I got ahead. I'm like, oh, this is important, is it? Oh, well, then I'll just sit right here and do my work. If you got all this to do, that lets me know that I'm going to sit here and do my work. Anyway, funny stuff, but that's my reaction to it. Uh, so, you don't want me to decode all the revelations, or it doesn't go so smartly for you over there? Well, I'll do it as fast as I can. Okay. And on that note, let's do it. Okay. So we're going to do 18. Thanks for a little lead in. Nice to have you all here. And thanks for the support, Mike. Wow. 18. So I want to, like we usually go into 18, I want to read the last thing from 17. We'll read that. I went, oh, that's the toe. That's where we were before. And then we're going to go into 18. Okay. And hey, anything comes up for anyone or whatever, put in the comments. You're here for a reason, the few. So, let's make this forward progress as much as possible. Okay. So 17, and this is verse 18, right? Chapter 17, verse 18, Revelations, King James Bible. Here we go. King James Version. KJV. That would make a great rapper name, wouldn't it? Oh my God. KJV. KJV. Okay. And a woman, I don't listen to rap music, but would be a good name. 18. I guess I do listen to some. And a woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over kings of the earth. So the big city goes down. DC, God we trust, no more. Sign a new trust, you're powerless. There we go. You're with God now. Chapter 18. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Right? Each plane, each spiritual, each spiritual point of progress along the spiritual path back to God, you meet an angel. Sorry, this is a giant book. It's this Bible with 8x8 on the cover. It's really funny, right? 8x8. Ain't my book, ain't my script, but I guess it is. It's like if you're playing in the play, it's yours. Yeah, no, but I mean, I didn't write it, but yeah. Thanks for allowing me to act. Okay. All right. 18. So yeah, and you meet the angel, and I've talked about this. And Gabriel's the last angel, the messenger of God. There, that is a uh, aspect of God. It's not. It is God. Angel Gabriel is a messenger of God, so it's not separate from God. Like a chessboard, yes. 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and then the habitation has become the habitation of devils, and a hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. You get the 7th plane, you're like, you evil little. Hey. Wait a second, you were working for him? Oh. Oh. But worse than that, right? You're sort of angry at them. Why? Why were you angry? Because what? They beat you in a game. So you're like, oh, I didn't even know I was playing basketball. That was basketball you're pretty good at. Now I know we're playing basketball. Kick your ass. No. But you knew you were a parent in a cage. You find out, what? I was a parent in a cage. You had this all over. Wait, you're a parent in a cage too? You're not leaving? Okay. And this is how you get to leave? Oh, okay. That sucks. Your heart goes out to them. They're like, no, we have a actual real honest sob story. It's like, Well, you could have led with that. You didn't have to lie to me your whole life, and then, well, actually, you're saying you had to lie to me your whole. Okay, fine. Jamie. All right, everyone's here. Good, good. Almost. Where's Mike? Anyway, he'll watch it on the tape. Uh, s- uh and this little passage is good because you're like every foul spirit. Oh, I'm in the dome, right? Hey, all these things that are been watching me have been them. You're like, I put. Oh my god, oh, jeez, I should do. Oh, I should put this in the spiritual section of the school thing. But I'm in this, little group that went to India, and I put in the shapeshifter video in there this week. That was a magician, just two of them, just totally shapeshifted, and then on America's Got Talent. But then they removed that clip from everywhere in public. But someone saying this little 20 seconds of like totally turned into an animal, like what right in front of us. You just didn't hurt or nothing. Okay. uh you know there's starting to be, hey, I told, like, part of the script is they got to expose themselves, but I have to say it in a way, hey, guess what's happening. They're like, oh well, they know, so we could be ourselves. you know or am I just saying, like, as the timing comes, I know, like, I hear what they know. Oh, hey, the time is to do this, and then characters come out and, hey, we're going to do a little Disney thing now. So every foul spirit like that, you see, like FOUL, but FOWL, like that. So you know what's up, and you know who's been watching you the whole thing. Okay. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich to the abundance of her delicacies. This book is saying what I found out when I hit the seventh plane. Yes, Game of Souls. I said in plain English, but it's all this stuff. You don't know something else. You just know what's going on. There's, you're like, what? You don't suddenly come on to some other thing other than just what's going on. And it can be said in different ways. This is like said in a cryptic way to like make it hard, like, but make it possible barely for maybe, some dude named John to read it later. It's like, okay. So, this is a part where I'm like, hey, the Inga we trust is, hey, that's part of the whole thing. What? You know, there's no separation of countries. Those are fake. Everything's under the Inga we trust. That's that knowledge. Yes? Yeah. Okay. uh, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now this is interesting because we can get lost in this revelation. This is difficult spell, right? I'm the dispeller. I'm the uncaster of spells, aren't I? Yes. Uh, this is an interesting one. So, the first part is you got to keep in mind what's happening, right? And I heard another voice. Who heard another? John. Like John's hearing voices. He's not sitting there looking face to face at an angel. You see? And I heard another voice. You're like, what? What did you say? We're in a ball in the ocean? What? You know, where did thoughts come from? You see? And I heard another voice. You know what I mean? Like, what? That's the way I explained reality of knowing this stuff. And this is the way the book explains that. This dude, John, hears it. I heard another voice. Oh, that's relaxing. Isn't that what they diss in every single movie and TV show and every book and everything? Oh, you hear voices. And you hear the Bible, this guy hears voice. Like, you see? Interesting and difficult, high level, part of this game. All right. So John hears his voice. Hey, people, my people are captives. I'm like, everyone's a slave in the account we trust. Oh my God. What? You hit the seventh play, in the game, you're like, wait a minute, I made it out, but now I'm back in, but they're still all not free, and all I have to do is tell them and they can get free and not free like me. Like that would maybe suck. Or maybe be good. Or right. Which one is it? But it is. So you get judged on judgment day. That's part of the knowledge. So it's like, yay. And John hears, I got to tell everybody, or they're going to hell and they're going to experience all this horrible stuff. That's what he hears. At 4. 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. What is heaven and heart? HEA, right? Like, heart is like, the place in the dome where God resides, heart, and the place where God resides, right? In out of this dome is in that, in that other dome, heaven, right? Heart, heaven, like they start to say. That's just the name. You see, so heaven, heart. That's what they're talking about. So when I get to the subplane, I'm like, wait a second, I'm one with God, and that the whole thing, like a vial of this, saints, uh, you know, uh, tears as I think of them, they throw on the fire. Is the censor earlier in Revelations? That's what we're talking about here. But this is an individual experience, you see, too, under this whole thing. You individually, it comes to you, and then at the same time, because listen, it's not a one-way experience where you become one with God. But God becomes one with all your knowledge too. It's a double sync. Whoosh. It's not one way, it's both ways. You see what I'm saying? So God hears about everything. It's like, what the? How's the reaction? You did what? You're with me. They did what to you? You see, and then, oh, well, let me hit this domino then. God's game starts to fold it up. That's it. 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works in the cup which she hath filled, fill her double. There is, this is what I said when it hits seventh play, right? There's law, common law. Yes, you sign a document, go with God, but the underlying law in the East, they call it dharma, right? And your actions against it are karma. And Mirabah would say, hey, in a new life, the new life will go on and on. Even if there's no one to live it, doesn't matter. It will exist. In other words, there's only one life. There's only this new life, and it's gonna have this one law, dharma, and that's the way it's always going to be. Period. Forever and ever, as the saying goes. Why is that saying around? Forever and ever. That's fine. Yep. Okay. 6. So it was 6. Wait. Oh. I made another point here. And listen. No one has explained dharma, karma, common law, what's going on in life. No one alive has, and no one in writing has never explained reality the way I have. I've shown you from right these scriptures, right? What are they for? For barking dogs. That's what Mary Bob was saying. Here's some bows for barking dogs. I bring it back to this text to explain to you what I've explained in plain freaking English to everyone. You're the smart ones that got it in plain English. The rest of them, I'm like, okay, God says I have to read this book and decode it and put it to that other, the truth, and that'll cause the end. No problem, because that's what my final desire is. I'd like to see this from the balcony. If you don't mind, is that an option? It is, and then I can leave. Okay, well then fine. I'll that, and it's not. It's a request. It's not a desire. Re- Request granted. Fantastic. Uh, 7. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. This is another. I don't know how much we're going to get through today. We get through all this so much amazing stuff in here. It really is. What? Blah, 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 blah. 7. Okay. What did I say? When I hit the uh, everything, the whole society, economy, the whole thing's fake. Countries, all of it's fake. They're just doing a show, right? Uh, and so this is a reference to them. You see what I'm saying? This is a reference to the game itself, uh, and this is sort of the option at the carnival. Oh, I can do evil stuff and want everything and so on. And the humans that are playing the game that are fallen angels are just going to lose the game and go to hell and stuff and learn their lesson, or just get washed over there. You know what I mean? The early in the spiritual plane crew. They're in trouble. uh, Other words, will end up in heaven. But that's what we're talking about here. Get paid back double. And this is a reference here. I'm going to fill you in on something you're not supposed to know, literally. Uh, there's a reference here. I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. This is a reference to the Freemasons right here, and the underlying the Freemasons are Freemasons. That's just a week. You see what I'm saying? That's just a script they play that explains themselves. Yeah. Okay. So it's funny. I'm driving along one day some years ago with a good friend, uh, Native American, ex two tours in Iraq combat, loves to firefight. What? uh, you know, and he's driving the most mangled truck ever that drives still, a dent and everything, and the window smashed, and uh, growing uh, in South Carolina. So like, there are no laws like you could do drugs there. The laws are like you're going to jail. Has every drug in the car and sells them, and is growing mushrooms in containers in the back of the open pickup that he's camping out of wherever, in a park or going to somebody's house or something like that, and just driving all around the South. Um, is growing mushrooms in these clear, like plastic containers, literally just growing mushrooms in the back of the truck open. No one, you know, and just all the camping stuff that's just driving around in the most smashed car ever, and the most smashed brain and heart ever. And cop pulls him over one time when I'm sitting in the car. Go like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. And he said, big cop, I'm sitting there. Oh, I'm with the widow's son. Oh, okay. That was all. Cop gets back in his car and drives away. Period. Say what? I'm like, this y'all are that is not what I expected. But now they're all working together, and there's all it's just ranks that exist. Basically, the other crew earning their feathers and wings, like all angels and stuff. There's a hierarchy and where you are, at what level, what part you're playing, and stuff, and why you're doing what you're doing. You got to handle everybody's desires and give them to it, and every drug, and the guys pretty charismatic and good looking and stuff like that. Uh, Closer to my age than an 18-year-olds, but it was a lot hanging out with more 18-year-old girls than my age girls, that's for sure. Anyway, so it's just a reference in here. Do you see what I'm saying? Sort of get long winded about it, but it's a reference to them. This book is talking to whoever knows what this book says. You see? But you could say that that's a phrase, that English phrase that I heard said from someone that toured Earth with a gun to get anyone to do what they said for the bankers. And that phrase is all he needed to say anywhere. So, yeah, it's in here. They see no sorrow. That situation would have been sorrowful for some people. You follow me? It's like, see you later forever. But took less than 5 minutes. Just say it when you see what's actually going on. Okay. All right. 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judges her. Okay. So this one is 8, right? Like the infinity symbol, and which is, like two worlds. Yes, the two worlds. Okay. So, and, this is just saying quite clearly that there's a day. Yes, it says there's one day, Judgment Day. I said there's a day. So this book and me are clear on one day. Yes, yes, okay. Well, if they say they're with the widow's son, I'm going to say I'm the Son of God. Look who's here for the right here. Those with the ears to hear. Listen, right? Exactly. What do you hear? You don't hear to say that. You hear to say something else, so you heard what to say. Exactly. Say so what to say. They don't sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? Even if a hurricane come through and rip our place away, eventually it's like, okay, thanks God for getting me out of whatever you just got me out of. And then you're like, wait, the Papa Center used to be great. You're like, it sucks now. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way it is eventually. No, right? It's interesting that the whole scene is fake and laws are fake, and you learn that instantly from a friend of yours giving you a ride in his pickup. It's like I was thinking, but you see, isn't that just showing me for a reason that I was just there to witness it? Oh, okay. They're here to witness us, and then they're here to uh, give us an experience so that we can witness what we know in reality. And it has to happen several times before, oh, that's our experience every day. Oh, this, what did you say, Didi? That guy in the computer, it's just not what that guy in the computer says. It's like you're experiencing it. You see? They're required to, once you know the truth, to give you, oh, what? Oh, you have Disney, you have the gold. They have the gold level. Oh, okay. Well, this is your experience. Okay. So, yes. All right. And that's the main thing. They get judged, right? There's a day, there's a judgment day. That's what 8 is saying. And that always happens. That's why it's an 8. Yes? Okay. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when she shall see the smoke. When they're lamenting her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Sorry about that. I got it out there. What is it? John from Cincinnati, right? John from Revelations. That's how I introduced myself, like that TV show. So for John from Revelations, what's your name? John from Revelation, like that TV show. Well, wait a second. uh, Use a public notary. It's a high bind. They know. You see what I'm saying? Like the information that I give away, that you have, I'm matching to this book. Do you see what I'm saying? So it all comes together for you. So that's why I'm saying these other things that go with each passage. Okay. All right. So uh, this is saying they've all done it. You see what I'm saying? They've all committed these sins. All they know it. Like I've said. 10. standing afar off for the fear of torment, saying, Alas, alas, great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is that judgment come. I said there's a certain hour of the day, judgment day. I said that. That matches it. 10. Uh, I also said, and they say that great city is fallen, right? But what city are they talking about? DC, the game that we know about, yes. But what about Blackrock? What about the hidden place that runs everything? I told you about that too. That nobody says nothing about, but obviously exists as a vacuum on the map. This place doesn't exist on every map, no matter which way we make some weird shapes and symbols, and you can't look at this. It's like, wait, what is this? China? It's like, what's the difference between here and China? They not some. Slavery's worse. Oh, okay, but slavery's still here. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. Uh, the kings of the earth are the ones that own the land and all. You're running things. So I'm like, and that's a. Let me use an example that I brought up earlier today. This community that I'm renting a space in is the homeowners association owns the place I rented, and they're giving me a hard time and like trying to put my wife in the hospital and all this stuff. And it's like I don't have any assets. I don't have anything in the game here. You got a whole giant property and a bunch of rich people. I'm like, I'm just looking at like, I'm a fox walking through the hen house, not biting any of you on purpose. And now you're going to peck at me? I'm like, I'm going to bite you. Just going to let you know. What? DC popped up pyramids of money, right? George Washington. Yeah, the whole thing. The whole thing is just one big same stupid. You mean this is just a game with all this whole backstory is all fake? Yeah, he wants Monopoly money? No, it's real money though. Oh, and then they color it like Monopoly money. I mean, it's just so. It's a game. This is a game. It's like, okay, I get it. It's not a fun game. Monopoly can be fun for the very opening point until something crushes your soul and owns everything. You know what I mean? Like life. That's what it's saying. You see, that's what this is saying. 10. 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn for her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. In other words, I get the seventh plane, you lose desires for anything. But like I was saying, do you have a balcony? Just I'm out of the game. I get it, but is there a balcony where I can watch the end of this thing? Is that? eh, I'm not saying I want anything, but I'm just we still have eyes. We can still watch. Can I watch from there? Is that a desire? Like, the HOA use. Right? Exactly. That's them. There's only one HOA. That's what I'm saying. All other HOA, everything else is fake. There's just one hive doing exactly what they're told to do. Exactly. 12. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and thy manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. I summed this with all that ether junk. That's the way I summed up that pile. All your junk that pops out of the ether because, people over on this side had desire, so it popped out from that desire, you know, like a boat. That boat, Chinese junk. That's another way to sum up that segment. I 13, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and the souls of men. In God we trust. It's all ours. The devil's like, we got everything. I'm the only one that got through and got an offer to come back in. No one else. Because the devil has every single everything. Everything. You see? Souls of men. Oh, this is a good one I have down here. Jesus saves, right? Instead of deletes. Like save the program. Go save your consciousness. Save, unsave. That's Jesus. Jesus like unsave, unsave. Jesus unsave, save, unsave. Wipe your memory. Unsave. Play the game again. Uh unsave. Delete. Delete. Delete your memory. He doesn't delete you. It's like unsave your memory. Is the computer still there? Right? Unsave, unsave, unsave. Oh, save. Jesus saves. Click. Oh, save your memory. You can stay. You get in the game. Save. You can hang out with me. Save. Your jokes are good now and funny, and they're about God. Save. Thank you. Jesus saves. You save. You think my comedy has achieved that level? Thank you. Save. Okay, 14. And and the fruits that they so lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. Mama said, "Is like we know the place is perfect. Get out forever." That's that one. Oh, you're not gonna do what we say? Yeah, nobody. Turn out. Yep, yep to go. Ah, 14. That's how. Sorry. Okay, 15. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Ah. Merchants, not manufacturers, right? Everything pops out of the ether and we sell it. We got it for free, we sell it. You're like, it was such a good deal. Crap. And what happens? Right? And FYI, cash is king in the end times. These are going to be tough piece of paper to sell for what you got them for. And there's a lot of, uh, you play a game and you find out you're playing a game and you lost. That's not good news. We told you. It's like, yeah, but you didn't really sing it home there. It's like, no, we tried. You didn't listen. And also, because desires end, the merchants don't have nothing. You don't have anything I want. Yeah, I got to eat and, whatever, but the special whatever that's on sale right now, you got to have because it's the newest of the thingies that you got to have right there. And you should go make some money, get on that hamster wheel until you can have it. I don't have that no more. You see, you had seventh plate. It's like, you need some stuff or whatever. Try and make it useful, last, and make your experience okay. But it's not about that. So the merchants are like, and like I said, my consciousness matches the timeline, right? I get to the end of my, I don't want anything in here. I get tested for 7 years. The economy, whole place starts to crash and burn. Yes. Okay. 16. And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was closed and find little purpose. This is a good one. 16. 16. 16. That was decoded this before. Here we go. And saying, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, color white, and purple, a shade of blue, and scarlet, red, and decked with gold fringe, uh, and precious stones and pearls. That's the American flag, baby. Right? White, purple is the color blue, and a scarlet, and a red, decked out with gold around it. Right? Decked means framed, right? Framed around, decked. Uh, and precious stones and pearls. Here in the game, right? In a good old DC city, right? Stones and pearls, right? I'm a pearl. Come from DC. Paperwork says so. Rest of them are stones sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Ain't leaving. I love that one. No one's said that before. It's right there. That's the American flag. You see what city it is? American flag. Where was I born? Where's the paperwork said I'm born? Come on. Give you more problems. Is that guy the guy? Who else is? You're shaved. Go over there, right? No, yeah. Jay. Oops, sorry to jump in. Yeah, you're good, Jay. You're good. You're good. Uh, but no, people. I know people here are doing that, but yeah, that's going well. That's the work that I did with her wrecking my joy. I was like, oh, this is important. People need this. Let me get that and get it all done. uh, For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, as many trade by sea, stood far off, right? Where's all this stuff coming from in the ships? Taiwan, China. Wait a second. Wait, where does it all come from? Right? They're like, okay, BlackRock. The bees were buzzing in one of those fits. Yeah, exactly. Hey, exactly. The bees was the bee, right? Was that back and forth vibrating? Says like a bee is like, "Arr!" Like, oh, the support. Okay, God, give me ridiculous strength. Thank you. And cried when they 18 when they and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" What city is like DC? What city is like this city? In other words, if DC falls, if BlackRock falls, and DC falls. If DC falls, and BlackRock falls. You see? Yeah. 19. And they cast dust on their heads. Whoop! They lost their halo. And cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reasons of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Has anyone ever looked into how much money you could make if you had a ship, a container ship, make one passage successfully? You pay for your ship and make money in one go. So much money. All their stuff's free. I'm telling you, is all they get it all for free. All of it's free. The little factories and stuff that are all the mom and pop factories or whatever, people actually making stuff like that's kind of like going to what's that place? in Virginia. What's that place from the Rothschilds? Oh, it's so cute, that like old place. Come to the Colonial Williamsburg. Williamsburg. That's it. Williamsburg. That's what these factories that you can see are like in America. Oh, these are factories. Oh, no, okay. Yes, yeah. It's like going to Williamsburg and say, no, this is how we make them. This is how we used to make them. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Yeah, I've heard it. You ship one trip. Yeah, no, it's great. Uh, wait, sorry, I didn't go back far enough. Ilasa, Quantum Solar. Okay, thank you. Just jump. Good, good, good. D, North Pole, exactly. Charlie, I bet people that can't follow the car repair part back in the manufacturer, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, doesn't it doesn't make any sense. You see, that's when you see it in parts and stuff, you're like, this is impossible. Thank you. It is impossible. That's what you're supposed to notice. I've heard that he's shut one trip. Yeah. Uh George, God bless everyone. Hey, thank you. In the name of Jesus Christ. Right back to you, everyone else, said George. Thank you, sir. Laria, hey, to you too. Getting in here. Good. Jake, did that as a kid in the field. Yes, me too. Oh, isn't this cool? Wait, it's like it's the same outside of here too? Ah, see, that's the part it takes a while to notice, you see? All right, let's keep going. Oh, 19. And they cast dust onto their heads and cried, weeping, wailing. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, uh, this is also another thing here, yes? You want to hear the truth? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You want to hear about the truth about the rainbow? No. You want to hear about the truth about Krishna? No. You want to hear the truth about anything? No. All in India. No. Get out of here. No, no, sir. No. Oh my goodness. It's so funny, right? In other words, they wanted like the Mandalay of Mirpama. No, we don't want to be with Mirpama. We want to be here to serve him here. It's like, did you read his books? It's like that's not what he said to do. It's like I know, but that's what we want to do. It's like, okay, but he said not to do that. So did you think of that? Also guided within detained to decode and translate into Arabic. That's okay. Well, you can hear the truth about reality in English. I've decoded it in English, and now I'm decoding this book to help people out. Was Bear Bob say, dogs for bows for barking dogs. Right, the script. Let me tell you about the script. Okay. Uh, Rejoice over her that night 2020. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. We're in 1820, Alessa and everyone else, 1820. Rejoice, Revelations. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. When you hit seven play, when you get Christ consciousness, oh, God's going to come in and wreck you. Y'all are in trouble. And if you get in trouble as you go and have to be here in the game, say his name, and they're in trouble. I'll call my brother. Who? Jesus Christ. They're like, no. I told you. You knew I was going to do it, so why are you here? Read God Speaks. I've explained God Speaks. Yeah, I've read it, explained it, and everything, all the hidden symbols of Miramar. I explained his flag. I've explained his symbol. I've explained everything that Mirababa has hidden, and right? He wakes up the game. Think Bear Baba lived in a body? No, he never did. A lot of photos, a lot of film, a lot of people saying he did for him not doing it. Yeah, they should really look into, if you're into the truth, you're in the right place. If you're into coming back again, you're not in the right place. Or, that's fine. And I'm here for both teams, to both species. I'm here for both species. So anyone can free themselves. All right. 1821. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. What do I say? Everything pops in and out of the ether. How do you describe the end and the beginning of something at one? The whole earth here and then not here and here and not here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Yep. Right? What does this say? In one day, right? This all happens in one day, right? This one day. We're describing one day, Judgment Day. So it's when it said, hey, this is gonna happen in one day, these things are now describing, oh, this is what happens on that day. That's what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? Revelations. Oh, this is what precipitates it. Then this is what happens in the day. But it doesn't, time is an element that if you're God, and you're outside of time, describing time, even though you create it, always has an element of the infinite in the description because God is infinite. And that's the goal, is to reunite with the infinite. And so the infinite and the finite are not supposed to go together here. That's why I'm an anomaly. And anomaly exists to show that the other side exists. And then when you see it, you go, oh, this is all other side. Wait, what? There is no other side. This is them doing that. Wow. Okay. So one day, yes. And I get the date, yes. And then the same day, 9/11 starts, right? Starting again. 9/11, 1969. All right. And 22. And the voices of harpers and musicians and the pipers, trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. In thee. In thee. Hey, John. Hey, you. Nah. Them pipers ain't gonna get to you no more. And when you hit the seventh plate. And no craftsman whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. No, there are no crowd. There's no past. God made all the backdrop. So no craftsmen. If you're a human and you made something fabulously awesome and it's just absolutely amazing, right? Then you're truly a real craftsman. You see what I'm saying? But oh no, we're the ones that built the cities. What? No, what? No. You see, I took that away. No, they didn't do it. God did it. Right? God did it. There's no more them fairy tales about you guys doing stuff. It's dead in me. You see, hey John, this isn't going to work in you anymore. Oh, thanks. And anyone else who gets there, not going to work for you anymore. The stories just won't work. Sorry, people in here. You know how the fairy tales work? Now, well, they don't anymore, and you know it. That's all it's saying. Okay. 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Right? The cornucopia, I don't think they were deceived. Right? The individuals stuck in the various plantation zones and the nations, if that's what you want to call them, were deceived that you made this stuff and we should be paying for it and thanking you for it. No, you got it for free. You're charging us just shipping costs, which are a little exorbitant, I would say. If you're charging us for the thing and the ride, Both? What? That you're earning billions and billions, and that's how they become billionaires. That's why I say to people, oh, you're gonna resell on Amazon. Do you get everything for free? You don't. Well, see, they do. So how's that gonna work out for you? If you don't know what you're up against, you don't know what to do. You see to say if you know what you're up against, you make informed decisions on what to do, whatever it is. You see? Okay. The light of the candle. When you hit the seventh plane, yes, the light of the candle, life leaves the body. Lifeless, lifeless. Heart stops, no beating. There's no one in there. It's just a body. And it's when you hit seventh plane, right? I'm laying in the Mama Center, and anybody who's been there with me, it's like apparently they don't like me. But do they not like me, or are they treating me the way they should treat anyone who should leave the dome? In other words, the hive has an automatic reaction. But didn't they stand over me when I was in a wasn't in a body and wasn't breathing and stuff? They didn't call the cops or nothing like that. They didn't call an ambulance. They didn't do any of that stuff. And they didn't say a word to me afterwards. They're like, "You're out, and we're not telling you a single thing. Period. And we will act as if we never met you and hate you." Like, okay, well, I'll tell everybody else so they're prepared for that. I wasn't, because it seems like reading the books, that would be idealized. And so you'd be like, hey, these are my homies. Hey, thanks for helping me. Uh-uh. See, so that light of that candle comes and goes. You see what I'm saying? You go to God, all that rest of that junk leaves, and you're like, oh, wait a second. I'm waiting on that. I'm still that. But now I'm back. Oh, 24. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. So you see what I'm saying? This is an inner thing, yes. This is the devil's kingdom, your body, right? This is a vessel that held the devil, or and now it doesn't. As we're talking about a vessel, a merchant, this we own that ship, right? The vessel. You're birthed in here. Yes, your vessel is birthed. The devil owned that body, and now it doesn't. Doesn't owe me. And you signed is like, let's see if we can keep owning it. We're trying. Don't make it a offer tag. Just I think we can still get him. It's like, yeah, I don't think so. I doubt it. Okay. Uh Here's an interesting thing of that I really no one's going to see this except for myself. But let's read this again, and I want to decode one thing. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Were slain. Slain is such an interesting word, right? Like, were slain. It's a double past, right? Tense, double past tense. It's a double past tense. Were slain. In other words, it's a double pass. It negates not just that you won't die in this life, but you will have no prior deaths. Worse late. You see the say you remove the birth and death cycle when you hit the seventh plane. Okay. Chapter 19. And after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Alleluia, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. Al, right? You could call me Al. You could call me Al. That's them, right? They all know. Oh, you signed a trust. Oh, what? They all know. How can they all know? What do you mean public notary? They all know. I'm like, yep, Al, right? All, all of us. Alleluia. That's us. Alleluia. That's the way the amen. Alleluia. Hey, we all rejoice. Why? Because and you know that. Why? Because that's their reason for existence, is for you to win the game. You don't play a game just so everyone loses. That's a stupid game. Yeah, we have a game. Everyone loses. It's like, I do you want to play? No. Okay. You see? So there's a reason for the game. The reason for you're not saying, "Hey, stupid God," you know, right? No one's saying that. Like, you shouldn't be having a game. And no, no, they're like, "Yay, a reason!" Because if you're playing this secret of a game with everything that exists in reality at your disposal, literally, uh, it means a lot to you. And so when someone wins it, and that's the point of the game, you're like, "Yay, hallelujah!" Right? His seventh play, and you won. Like, yeah, you win. Get out of here. Don't come back to the Bible Center. That's the way they say it. That's the way they give compliments. I'm telling you. They're required to, or else everyone will wise up. Two, for true and righteous are his judgment, for he hath judged the great whore which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. I've been screwed over so many times. It's still happening. Hurricane and so on. And God saves me, and I get some help, and thank God. That is what happens. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All good dogs go to heaven, right? What is dog is the opposite of God flipped, right? So God's shadow, everyone working for the devil at least goes to heaven. Yes, because you're under orders. All good dogs go to heaven. That's bad. Don't go to heaven. It's like, I don't want to be with a bunch of dogs. But I want to be with God. And everyone else who has God realization, you want to hang out with the dogs. Uh in this whole horror Babylon, I mean, God made the game, wrote about it, writes about it. It's like, hey, I made this, you know, just to be, specific, like, don't pay for, you know, things that satisfy your desires, or you're gonna end up staying here, reincarnating, going to hell. It's not good. Trying to tell you which way to go in the game. No, unless no problem. I'm required to do this, but I appreciate the thanks. Thank you for that. Jay, the bricklayers push those silly stories, right? If someone without the Jesus Christ says they die before Judgment Day, is there stay an extra 1,000 years each day? Each soul has a different thing. Like their Bible says, we could go back into another body. I mean, uh, let me. That is a good way to say it. Some of this, what we've had to experience, is so indefatigably exhausting. And when we go into the original state of God that doesn't know as we sleep, that's where we are rejuvenated, yes. But also we don't know anything in there. So, uh, that's why going over there for some amount of time can be rejuvenating, you know, to be in sort of the nothing state and then the review state and so on, and maybe come into another body during the same time loop. You see what I'm saying? Like you could get catapulted back in here. If you're out during the loop, you could get back in. You see what I'm saying? In another body or whatever. Because there's more to do because there's more time. So there's more to do. Unless you hit the seventh plane and hey, great, and you do everything and whatever, right? Other people assign the trust and are totally with the devil. They are going to reincarnate 100% for sure. Because what? It's not in their heart. God is not in their heart. Not like the other team doesn't have a heart. So they can't have God in their heart because they don't have one. They haven't, it hasn't happened for them yet. That part just hasn't happened. You can see it in the way they act. They come to me early. And it's like, you look like a human, and you talk like one, and you act like you care, and you don't at all. Wow. You see what I'm saying? So it's by your actions and so on. It's not just a signing up process. It's like, whew, hey, hit me with a beer, man. I made it. And then it's the opposite of that, you see? So, each loop, you thought about that. You thought some might just come back to exactly into another body. That's what Mary Mama, of course, that's what we're doing. Coming back into other bodies. Mary Mama said death is like, changing your clothes. You don't think about it. That's all it is. We're going to get to something so interesting about this. Hold on. I might have to go for a little while today and get this done. And if you can bear with me, we're going to go on to a point in this today that's actually going to speak to that. That's going to, I think, this is a revelation. Yes, my goal is to shatter this matrix's ability to contain your soul any longer. So required to tell you things that make it so your reality passes away in death. You see, I'm killing your reality. You're alive, but your reality died. I get there. And the 4 and 20 elders and the 4 beasts fell down and worshiped God that sat on the throne, saying, Amen, hallelujah. All the beasts of this earth here are all them. Shapeshifter. I put a shapeshifter video out this week in that group, obviously. That's them. That's them. You ain't an animal. What? There's, China's like hell. There are no animals in China. There's a single bird there. What? How can you say that? No. They don't exist over there. Yeah, zoos and stuff, and they eat them and raise them to eat. Yeah. But like in a tree somewhere? In the sea? Zero. Nothing. Right? This horde, these angels are supposed to eat us and stuff. Anybody been to eat a little bit too much? Notice in any country, is there a wall to keep anyone in? Yeah. And the voice, and the point being, I'm sorry. The point being in God's presence, right? I said it's automatic. You worship God automatically. These are on automatic, following the script. There's nothing to, God doesn't need to forgive him if God is making him do all these things. Yeah, you're forgiven, whatever. You don't have no free will. You just do what you're told. And a voice came out of the throne saying, Praise our God, all ye his servants, and that fear him, both small and great. A voice came out of the throne. In other words, you have a reaction to that, and that's all you do. Period. That's where we're tested outside of that voice. 6. And I heard, as it were, the voices of a great multitude, and the voice of many waters, and as the voice of mighty thundering, saying, Alleluia, for the Lord God omnipotent, reigneth. Thundering is thunderdome. Hey, hear an echo, you're in a dome, right? I told you. Many waters. There's a water above you, that's God, and there's water down here. I said that. I'm on the 7th plane. These are things that I know and can tell you now, and tell you what to say in this book is so easy. Because I have Christ consciousness, right? Rainbows prove we're living inside a crystal sphere ruled by Christ. Who could say that? One with Christ consciousness. 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. Who's the wife? Anyone that wants to be with God, right? You sign to trust. Wait a second, marriage is fake. Wait, you destroyed marriage for us. No, marriage is real. You give yourself to each other under God, which is the only correct way to do it. So I took away the old thing of marriage. Hey, under God we trust you, and get out of there. That's that passage, right? Be glad and rejoice. You're not under the got married, not get married under the devil anymore. Be happy, yay! Seriously, I agree. 8, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. Wait a second. Are you saying the whore gets to wear white? Wait, are you saying that the other team? Wait, so how come they get to wear white? Because they were following orders. What? You're like, wait a second. uh, and he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, there are the these are the true sayings of God. This is a good one here. Uh, the angel tells God, John to write a book. Right there, I did write a book. As soon as 8 to 7 plays, the angel says, "Write a book." I'll tell you what to say. Yep. True sayings of God. If you write a book, you cannot write except for what God says is the truth. It's not possible. Because why? I was said, angel, watch. Gabriel's going to tell you what to write down, and I made you. You're going to write down what I say. What? You didn't make yourself, dummy. I'm going to make you write it down. Don't worry about that part. Like, okay, right? Like, Gabriel told Muhammad that story exists for a reason. You see? And that's the way information is passed. This is telling you how it happens, right? Uh, and this all is good stuff. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful. Wait, I missed one. Sorry. 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he saith unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and thy brethren, and have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. This was my experience when I touched the Bible soon. Angel Gabriel appeared. I have the sword of justice. Oh, what? Oh, and I hit it back. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I'm here for him. That's what this is right here. This is a description of that exact moment. You see what I'm saying? Uh, I do not. Just because I'm on my feet and on my knees in heaven, that's required. I'm not on my knees. I'm here for God. You see what I'm saying? And the messenger's like, hey, okay, here you go, sir. You see what I'm saying? Because fellow servant. You're a messenger. That's a service. You see, you're. I'm not at my feet for you. And he's like, no, I know. Just you needed to say that, but here he is. Other people that meet with angels, they go, "Oh my god, an angel!" Me, I'm like, "Yo, where? I'm not here for what? Get out, where's he? What? He's ever living God. Nah, I'm not here for you. Right? Okay. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. The righteousness he doth judge and make war. That's right. When I went there, Gabriel disappeared, and their Baba, right, compassionate Father, right, Father God, appeared and said, "I am infinity." That's it, right? I keep this loop going, and this is the loop, and it will always be the loop, and this is the new life. And I wake it up, and I put it to sleep, and I'm the awakener and the sleeper and everything in between. You can call me the awakener, you can call me the sleeper, you can call me God, you can call me devil, you can call me Jesus, you can call me anything you want. But this is who I am. Okay. His eyes were as flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. This is the deepest passage in this whole book, or one of them to me. This is so deep. This is where I wreck you and recreate your uh, ability to see this place. I hope. Inshallah, God willing. Alleluia is also Allah. Lou, hey, you the crew here. Ah, okay. He had a name written that no man knew but he himself. This is God knows self, knows himself. You see what I'm saying? Now, you're riding in a body, and you think your name is Shay, you think your name is Pamela, you think your name is Pauletta, you think your name is Alla, you think your name is Speedy, you think all these things, but you're riding in a body, playing a game for your soul to win it back. You, you think you're this character? God, in other words, God is. Did Jesus Christ live in a body? No, no. No. Did Buddha live in a body? No, 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 no. These are all scripts, right? That God backs and will show up in the form of Jesus Christ. Yes, yes, yes. But living in a body? No, 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 no. Backs every character, Buddha, Krishna. Yes, yes, yes. Easy. I created this whole game. Of course, I could back the few cast members who were God realized. Yeah, no problem. I'm God realized. I'm God, so I can do that. No problem. You know, yeah, I can be them characters. I could do all those things. I'm God. But who is God actually? Who are you actually? You're not this character. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not who you were reincarnated before. You're not. What's your real name? You see what I'm saying? You don't know your real name. So deep is this game, and so important is the name that it was wiped out forever, and only God knows God's real name. When you get back and win the game, you'll know. Because you reunite with God and realize I'm not separate from God and I know everything God knows, so I know God's name. And yeah, but wait a second, don't you have individualized consciousness now and you're back with God? So what's your real name? And where would that come from? And is it a renaming ceremony or what? And wait, now come on. This is not easy. You see? This is in this book. It's so hard. But God does know himself and his name, who he is. When you get to the end of this game, it's not like what I just described. And the difficulty we find ourselves in now that I just gave words to, no, that goes away when you win the game. And you're out of the cave and you're out of the body and you're not tied to a body, so you're yourself. You're not the body. And you can't be an image of the body if you know you're not the body. In other words, you can't be stuck in dreamland and everywhere in a form of your body if you know you're not that body. Okay, all right. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon a white horse, clothed in a linen white and clean. Right? There's no stain of sin upon him. He's just made of light, nothing else. God, I agree with that. That was my experience. Uh, 15. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty God. When he becomes seventh plate, especially the first one through, all you want to do is make Judgment Day happen. You're under God's orders. You do what he says, and God makes a wrath inside of you that will makes you want to turn all these grapes to freaking wine. Oh, you would see water into wine. How about people into wine? How about people into blood? Eh? That's close enough. Yeah, you have to give me the temperament and the reason to want that. To do the actions. In other words, I know there's dharma, and my actions against it are karma, and it's so okay. It's possible to hit the switches and cause this thing to go boom. Great, count me in. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, right? Uh, So, sort of judgment. Okay, now your mouth. You see what I'm saying? I don't have the physical sword or a guy say you don't need a gun. You got his name and you sign up with God. And now they're afraid of you. That's it. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Right? Just like they put the name, the mark of the beast on you. Those that have the mark of the beast, this is the opposite. Yes, it's seven plate. I don't have the mark of the beast. So what? Hey, sign everything over to God, and nothing's fine. I'm here. It's your fault, God. Everything's your fault, and it's your fault if you send me the wrong thoughts of what to do today. Because I'm under your orders. I do what you say, and off we go. That's my whole life from every second of every day and night forever. Okay, that's it. That's how you win the game. Uh, Jay, I have one of the shapeshifter birds in a tree honking like a horn, right? Beep, beep, beep. When I was explaining this to someone this week, can't bring this stuff up. No, my God. No, there's this cardinal that's just, oh man, I've had them birds. Oh my God. Have they let me know that's them? Just this cardinal used to just hit on this window. Oh my God. Got bored and wanted to bang his beak on the window. So it was such a mighty battle. We saved the bird and figured out how to not get it to peck after so many packings. Oh, they're so annoying. Jamie, what of those who say God's name is Jehovah? I mean, if they're saying it out loud. I mean, here's the thing: if you're God and you have a bunch big work crew, right, and they're just working for you, and they're not always great, and you sort of have to get down on them, like you have to murder a few million and 100 million billion or something every so often to get them in line. You know what I mean? That kind of crew. Uh, and if your name, you do, and it was important because you were God and you ran everything, and that had power. Would you tell them that name? That's what I'm saying. It says right here, only he knows the name. What do you? I gotta. Hey, come on, come on, come on. Good question though, but right, come on, right. So that's the difference of Jack, John. Hey, John, John. Look at this, John. Jack, the name they gave me. Who am I? I work for God. He'll tell me when I get there. This is the character till then. Uh, and I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying, to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together, the supper of the great God. Hey, public notary, or over the line, you win. Okay, the fowls, right? FOWL. That's them. The fowls up, they know in heaven, they know down here, they all know. Yep, the saying, they have wings. They do. They're birds. Yeah, you can have wings down there. Go get it back. Uh, 18. Uh, that, oh, wait. 17. Yeah. Uh, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captives, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of men, both free and bond, both small and great. Right? Some think they're free. There's no freedom. God's coming to determine what you did and do something to you based on that. That's not freedom. Duh. And bond, them things that think they're purses, they're screwed. They're coming back. They don't even they're not even up to that. They're like, oh. And I saw the beast, this 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Ah, his seventh plate is like, is it me and God versus everyone? It sort of feels like that. God's like, yes. Like, I guess because you created the game, you can sort of do as you please here. They're like, yes. Gonna tell me anything more? As you go. Okay. Very good. Here we go. 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. If you say your life is the person and you're over, that's what's going to be. You're just you're in the lake of fire. You're just one of the you're inside of you. Uh, in the Quran, the jinn, the demons are made of smokeless fire. Yes, and so that means they're just fire doesn't. If you're a dragon, it's like let me put my lighter on him. It's like the dragon's like I burn stuff. You can't burn me. I don't. What do you like? I shouldn't kill that human. What are you doing? Like that's their nature. So recast is sort of it really is the appropriate metaphor, because it's liquid becoming solid, and it's a hive mind, and the ocean is liquid, and it's just a perfect cast of characters uh recast. This is just so it's a scripted thing. It works for both things. So what we're doing here, because we're getting to the end of this book, is trying to describe that process of casting and so on in words. And the beast was taken, and along with him, this 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think which would deceive them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These were cast alive into a lake. Yes, we read that. 21. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Right? Hey, the angels are gonna get you and bring you to hell. They're not gonna treat you so good unless you come over here and you're with God. Those are your choices, and they're not nice. I just stayed at one of their places. I've stayed at their Mama Center. They're nice for a little while, then they can't do it anymore in themselves. So it's really, and the whole dome is like that. So, and here we go with the Slade again, right? Uh, you know, back into the loop. That's a looper word. Slay, go die again. Okay, can we do this? I'm gonna just I want to get through this book, and I'll tell you, they've been coming after me, and I'm realizing this has an effect on their reality, and I'm not real. I don't like the treatment I've been getting lately. So, like I said last time, treat me better, treat me better. Like this, I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna do this harder at you. Uh, if I'm trying to tell you to ease off, I want you to ease off. I want you to ease off. This is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing another book. I'm going to do this because of what they're doing to me. I know people that I love, and so on. And making extra work for people, and I don't appreciate it. So here we go. Chapter 20, and let me catch up in this my notes. This is a shorter one, okay? So here, a little. So we're gonna get it. I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Devil works for God. That's what that just said. Angel come down from heaven, right? With the key of the bottomless pit. The devil's in there. Works for what? Who opens your cage? That's who you're working for. Two. And he laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. It's like, okay, you could go have a rest now from 64-year time loop. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till that 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season of 64 years. Uh, So, as this 1,000 years thing is off, we're going to judge you. We got stuff to do with you. You had your test for 64 years. The devil's just going to kick it, and he's good, by the way, and doesn't want to hang out with you. And he's behind that locked door over there. Don't, right. He's had it with you, set you to God, does not want to hear from you, needs a 1,000 year break. Wouldn't you? Okay. Uh, 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up. Oh, sorry, 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon his their foreheads or their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Couple little loopholes there in the code. Right? Reads like the IRS code, that stuff, right? I got your loophole. I want to get out of the time loop. I got a hole for you. I got a loophole. They know it's an accountant. Send everybody free, please. Sign a trust, or you got no shot, etc., etc. You read you've read the trust. Oh my goodness. The interesting thing here in this I mean, basically, this is say, hell's for the losers, heaven's for the winners. But you live, which is kind of interesting. Lived and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. I guess hanging out with, good India with this somebody with Christ consciousness. That felt like a long time. 1,000 years is gonna be like that. I'm ready to get out of heaven. Oh my goodness. Fine. But you see, this is the thing. Heaven and hell is still duality. Our place is past both to God. You see, heaven and hell is not our. That's not a win either way. Heaven is better than hell, yes, but you want to go to God, not heaven or hell. 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. You see it saying, yeah, of the loop. This is the way God sees a loop. You see, it says 64 and 1,000. What? That's just one day of the 64. So that's an actual loop. Is the test and the judgment time of 1,000 years? That's one loop to God. I say 64, but no, there's this other part to it. See, that's the first resurrection where you come. Oh, go back into the 64-year time loop. That's where you're resurrected from heaven. That's what it just says. Blessed and holy 6. Blessed and holy is that is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, and they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. In other words, God, all the places, people that have all the places and stuff down here that are following God's orders and everything, the ones you're hanging out with and annoy the hell out of you. We can say hell because we're, read about heaven and hell. You know, they're going to be there in heaven. So is that a win? I don't count it as one. At all. No, you go to God. That's a horror. That would be, that's like this. No. So they're going to, hey, go back in the game. Yep. Okay. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loose out of his prison. Okay, 64-year time loop again. Enough with the sitting in the green room for 1,000 years and kicking it back in the game. 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. Four quarter. Oh, I'll read it. Gog and Magog together to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. There's a lot here. This is a good one. Uh, okay. The four quarters of the earth. Yes. If you're in a circle, it could be quartered. Yes. So we're in a circle. Okay. Gog and Magog, right? Google, and back in the game, back in the dome. That's just saying, hey, and then you're going to let you out of the prison into the dome. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Oh, and the sand of the sea, that's infinite, meaning the game never ends. It never changes. 9. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and encompassed the camp of the saints of they encompassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city, and the fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. You're trying to describe what you're seeing when you see the end of the world and the beginning of the world. How you gonna? Then there's some words for it. Like, that's the city appeared, and then it like why you know. This is like where you saw that shapeshifter. It's like that was a human and that was a friggin' animal that doesn't exist. It was like four animals in between. don't exist. You're like, wait, what? That's that part. You're like, yeah, I'm, I'm not gonna, right? And then 10, and the devil that deceiveth them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Uh, the devil doesn't like to be in the dome and sees it as a torment, and that you're super annoying. Devil doesn't like you and is going to take it out on you, having to be in the dome. Does that make me the devil? You see what I'm saying? Devil doesn't like it here. Perfect for the part. 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. I mean, it's just God is infinite, and heaven and earth is just down there. That's not me. But it just popped down there, and now it's got a devil in it, and everything else down there that the devil has to give away. It's like, okay, great description. Oh, yeah. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, and this, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. I mean, that painting in India, yes, okay. Judgment, like, get in line. Here we go. Who's that next? Okay, it says here. Yeah, judgment. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, right? We're in bubbles in the ocean, yes. And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. Right? Oh, the moon and the hey, you spent your 1,000 years in the moon and hell, or you spent your 1,000 years in heaven, in the sun, and time to go back to earth. So neither's a win. Follow? And they were judged every man according to their works. Okay. 14. And death and hell were cast in a lake of fire. This is the second death. There are two parts to it. There's 1,000 years, there's 64 years, and that's a loop. That's the way we count them up here in God land. Okay. 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Yes. So, you know, you don't want to, you want to be with God. You don't want to do any of this. You don't want to come back here. You don't want to, this is no good. This forever business is no good. It's forever out with God. But time doesn't exist with God. It doesn't exist, period. It exists in these balls. So when you're with God, these whole things of 10, what am I going to, that doesn't come up. That's an illusion. Okay, two left. I know that was a lot. I everything since I woke up this morning trying to get this happen. I did it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for everyone for being here. Apocalypse Now, yes, 1969. Look when that thing was filmed, and the movie's about 1969. I mean, every single thing in this place is saying what I say. Everything is saying what I say. Everything, every sign, every symbol, every movie, every song, everything backs up what I'm saying. Everything and everyone is becomes so elaborate. It's so infinite. You're like shocked once you see it. I am every day. Like, God, you did what? This is a little bit much. All right, Frank and Gina. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly, Jack. Yes, no. That is it. You're coming into 1969, Summer of Love. Here we go. You know, number one song on a Billboard chart. Keeping everybody here for the next lifetime. Sugar, Oh, honey, honey, ba 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 ba. You were my candy girl. Oh, that's why you're reincarnated, because you're not trying to rejoin with God. You're trying to rejoin with a girl. You're trying to rejoin with a man. That's the reason. Oh, we're here for love, 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 love. Loving. No, it's love, so it's good. It's like, no, we're here to rejoin with God. This is the game. You can have a relationship with a guy and a girl. That's fine. Under God, yes. God made us men and women. That's fine. But no, under God. Not that's not the solution. That's just we can do that, and the solution is being with God. Solution is being dissolved in water. We're supposed to be back dissolved in the ocean of God. A solution is when something is, oh, in water. Can't tell it apart from water. That's us. That's going to be us. Okay. Uh, the the financial donations have been trickling lower and lower as I decode this more and more, and that's just one of the poor corner I painted myself into by doing this, and I get that. And so I thank you anyway for any support, but really the support I got from like Mike and the people that moved me out of that, second hurricane total destruction calamity 2 years in a row, back to the site of the previous hurricane calamity. That was so needed. I would have never done this otherwise. So thank you for that donation, all the three wise men that showed up. All right. We're going to finish it next Sunday. I already got it scheduled. Back in the mobile home. That's right. The immobile home. Mobile home? What's mobile about it? I don't see one mobile thing about it. God put it here and it never moved. I don't see anything mobile. What? But yes. uh, the trustees of Bruce and Christ say, okay. Love the place. No, I like it too. I like it too. It's a fine place. It just wasn't when nothing worked and it was sopping wet from a hurricane. But Mike helped with that too and others. So here we are again. All right. I'll see you next week, everyone. Have a good week. The whole thing is reacted out there to me doing this, so that's cool with me. Uh, God bless you. Watch over you. 2 more books. Then I'm going to get back to an hour every week. I just wanted to go through this I have to do what God says. I have to decode this. If I don't do this, and the dominoes don't continue to fall, and I want them to fall. So, all right, everyone. God bless you. Watch over you in the name Jesus Christ, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Right? Jesus Christ, Bear Mama, Gabriel. Watch over everyone here and help them all. Coming home. This is a loop. Okay? So let's go. All right, everyone.